Come on. There we go. We are live.
All right.
Hello.
What is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentlemen with my brother Miguel here at Culebras Lounge. And I should have wore a black hat, actually. Now that I'm looking, it would have been opposite. Yeah, that would have been kind of funny. I just noticed that. But Miguel got himself an all draft Dodger hat. Didn't help us very much last season, but it is what it is. So today, you guys, we have a very special show. We have a special guest for you guys from a brand that we were introduced to last year, almost around this time. And it's a brand that we fell in love with immediately. I mean, not just from the cigar standpoint, but from the face of the company that we got to meet and, to hear what he had to say on the industry and being a part of the industry. It was just, it was fantastic for us. So before we bring him on, Richard and Sam, how you guys doing?
Hey, brother.
Mike, I'm going to give it over to you so you can give people a little bit of
you want me to do my description?
An opening and whatnot, so I can get on here and I can share it first.
I appreciate this. And I actually wrote this, and you'll see that in a second, guys. But what I have to say is that this particular company embodies what I hope for the future of the cigar industry. It's not just about the legacy of so many big families, but about the passion of being a part of it. I mean, you see us all, we're all brothers through the leaf, we're a community through the passion, and we are family through loyalty. And that is 100% what I absolutely love. And it was an honor to get to meet this guy over at TPE last year, I believe, and then get to talk again over at PCA and get to know not just the story of the company, but the cigars themselves, the products they have made, how they have built this. I'm excited, as I hope you are watching with this, and I hope you'll do me a favor and share this to get this word out. I don't know how much you want me to reveal because I don't want to give away too much.
No, that's good. That's good.
So without further ado, while Frankie's doing that, I want to say hello to our good brother Alan. Brother, how have you been?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. What's up, Frankie, Miguel? It's always a pleasure to be with y'all. It was a pleasure just listening to you guys, the introduction. Honestly, Miguel, like you touched me, man, and I appreciate that.
I've been working on that one. I'm not gonna lie. I've been like, I gotta make this sound right because it doesn't do it justice off just the top of my head.
No, honestly, you touched me, man. You had me grinning from ear to ear. I appreciate it because when I met you guys, and it's funny how we met because it was a combination of Ben, from Luxury Cigar Club, and James from Sinistro, who was doing the intros, and I appreciate it because we just got along right from the jump. I mean, meeting you brothers from the Leaf that is somebody who like cares about the community, cares about cigars. You're not here just by promoting any particular brand. You're here to teach the rest of the world about cigars, about the beauty of cigars, the enjoyment of it, right? And not just the main brands, all the brands you give love to, and a lot of respect for that.
I appreciate that. And as you said, Ben and James, I mean, those are two people I've trusted in this industry pretty much above and beyond. Anytime they tell me something, it's always good. So the moment, almost simultaneously, hey, you got to get over to this booth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew I was in for a treat. Like, there's no way I'm going to miss right now. I'm going to have a good day. And it was a great day. It was absolutely an honor meeting the first time. And it's been great seeing all the work you guys have been doing. It is nothing but success after success. And I love seeing that.
I appreciate that, honestly. And listen, I appreciate the support and love you guys are giving, not just to me, to my fellow brand owners as well. Because one of the things about the cigar community that I do love, a lot of the boutique brands, we're not fighting against each other. We're like becoming best friends, close as hell, right? And that's really what I'm enjoying about this business. I mean, it has its bad points, but it has a lot of great points. And the best part is the fact that you tend to meet your best friends there. You tend to meet your family there, right? And as you said, that's what our brand stands for.
And I like how you said that. Everybody is becoming really good friends, but there's still that bit of you, I'm sure, that wants to make the top cigar amongst your friends. It's like the fantasy football of the cigar world right there. So
of course, I definitely, right? Let's be honest, right?
Yep. So we sent you a letter that you got, and I want to apologize again in front of everybody else. I tried to get some Family by Loyalty cigars in. We did have some, but then I smoked them. So I went to go order more, and I've been checking my phone, and they still have yet to be delivered. They're in Bakersfield. It's just like I said earlier when we were off screen. We have storms out here, so I think shipping got delayed a little bit. So it is what it is. We try to have them on for the show, so we're smoking ours. We're smoking California Dreaming Volume 2 right now. But
hey, dude, I need to get hold of those. You got a site for those? I need to try them out.
Oh yeah. It's the first link in the description, guys. You can see them right there. If you want, check that out afterwards. We got more important stuff to talk about right now, brother. This is not a plug for us, right? Yeah. Come on.
So if you want to grab that letter, and it's time to open it.
All right. So 1 second. So before I grab it, Ernie just walked in, my business partner and brother from another mother.
Oh, of course.
So he's about to pull his chair up.
Fantastic.
All right. Let's see if I can get him in the camera because it's a small view there.
How we doing?
Yeah. No, de ese lado, de izquierda. Yeah. Hello?
Good.
Yep. There you go.
All right. Good. Okay, so I want you to get that letter that we sent.
Okay, see, look. There you go.
Still sealed, okay. Because I know we talked about our...
She unsealed it. She peeked at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see.
Appreciate it.
Oh, man. Wow. You know what's funny?
What's that?
I had a Frankie be like, yo, we didn't make your list? What the hell, bro?
We might have been saving that for a moment there. Yeah.
Wait,
so
hold on, shoot a picture of us. A video.
There you go.
Thank you. Hey guys, thank you so much. Watching. Honestly, thank you.
That is our number one cigar of 2022.
We're humbled.
Family by Loyalty, the Frecky, and it was actually really hard to choose. And the funny thing about that cigar is Miguel's like, hey, I need a picture for Instagram and for Facebook. So I'm going through my phone. I have a picture of every other cigar in the line. That's the only cigar I never took a picture of because I was too anxious just to get to smoking it.
Yeah, it's that moment where, like, I forgot to do my job because I'm enjoying this too much. So what am I doing in my life? I got to get better at my job. But it was so good. I had the exact same experience. Like, by the time I finished, I'm like, shit, I was supposed to do something. Oh my gosh. So I did
have a quick question.
Wait,
for both of you. Which is your favorite Vitola in the Frecky?
Oh, I'm going Robusto. It's always my go-to as far as to try to test across the ones. Because some of the cigars they don't have, like, they have a little more different styles, like what would be the J London, the Pyramide on there. But I don't tend to really even go towards one size because I want everyone to know I love the whole lineup. Like, what's the proper?
Oh, go ahead. My question is this, though, right? Because obviously we blend all the cigars. We know the Vitolas really well. Have you noticed a change in flavor profile or in intensity between the Vitolas? That's where I was going with this.
Oh, mainly between the pipe size and the Toro.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's
right?
That's definitely due to size. I mean, the same size of leaf is not going to fit in the pipe size that it is in the Toro. So that's the biggest flavor change I've noticed. But when it gets down to it, I also really like the Robusto. I like the way it feels in the hand. That's the size that I ordered when I ordered from Atlantic. I don't know what it is about that size. I guess I just can't put my finger on it, but it was my favorite size. And it was second by the pipe. I really like those pipe sizes.
Yeah, so for me, my personal favorite is Frecky in the pipe size. Right? Skull, it depends on my mood and what time of day because it could be a Grand Toro when I feel the creaminess and I want to go through every transition. Mm-hmm. But if I want to punch to the face, I'm going right to the pipe size. Or I just feel like, hey, you know, I got about an hour and a half to smoke. I will go to Robusto with that, right? But when it comes from choosing the pipe size of a Grand Toro and Robusto, it comes like, do I want that punch in the face in the very beginning, right? Full flavor, mid-level strength. And that's why, like, Frecky to me is just like, right there.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. And Paul, I will get that on the bottom. I'm going to get your guys' website up real quick so everyone can see that scrolling at the bottom. I have it right here, actually. So give me 1 second, gentlemen. And boom, there you go. I'm also going to put it in the comments. So if you just want to click it, guys, for those watching, you have a chance to just click it. And okay, there we go. It's up. So if you want to check it out for yourself as well. But any questions you have, you can ask them right now, too. So just
by all means, guys.
Yeah, and for people that haven't had it yet, Mike, you want to bring up the visual so they can see the blend and they can.
Oh yes. Let me get that back on screen real quick. So there's our picture for the number one cigar of the year. Yep, I was like, yeah, I needed something great, and it was like, this is perfect. I couldn't done a better job myself, and I do also appreciate that pipe size. I want to make sure I said. I'm sorry I didn't get I was checking the comments during that conversation, but you cannot go wrong across the board. I really feel that. Like you're not going to be disappointed no matter what size you pick up.
I appreciate that. Right now, just so you guys know, I think we talked about this last time, but we are working on testing other Vitolas on the same blends, right? Just to see how they come out. I'm most curious about the Lancero.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. But there's a pet peeve. I may make the Lanceros, limited edition. Because my brother and I were talking. We've spoken to quite a bit of lounge owners, and most lounge owners have said the same thing. Lanceros don't move that fast or that well, right? So if we do the Lanceros a limited edition, it'll probably be a small batch run, just because we don't want them sitting around.
Right.
Also,
right.
That's very smart. And it doesn't take a whole lot of guys in your area, by the way, for those watching too, to get Lanceros moving too. You get a couple of other cigar nerds with you, and you all get a couple, maybe once a month, maybe once every other week. You can have those kind of cigars that you want to see in there more often. Just get your buddies involved in the situation too. Keeps the shop owners happy because they're moving. It'll keep you with new cigars coming in. It keeps the brands with the option to make more cigars that they might not have before. It's all about support. It's all about support.
When it comes down to it, the Vitolas, matter. Like, for instance, when we both started doing this, Jonas from Blackbird says to us, so do you want one Vitola, two Vitolas? What are you trying to start off with, right? And we both agreed to, like, you know what? We know for a fact Robustos and Gran Toros are usually the best sellers in a majority of the lounges out there, right? So it's about blending those cigars and those Vitolas, make sure they taste right? Make sure that it fits our palates. And then the pipe size was just more of a spur of the moment idea.
Now, I was going to ask about that. I us, we're really close with James. Not only has he been a supporter of the show since day one, showing us the ropes, but he's local, so we can see him, when we need to. He's actually given us a bundle of cigars. They're a bit bigger than cigarillos, but he says he blends them anytime he goes down to the DR just for himself, because those are the stuff that he likes to smoke while he's there. So is that something that maybe the pipe kind of started out as? Is something that you just like to smoke, or was it actually a size that you were going for?
So, okay. When the Hockey and Skull was blended, we were so impressed with the blend that when I was sitting down having a drink with my partner, with the master blender, with Jonas, it just hit my brain like a firebolt, a lightning bolt, excuse me. It was just like, can you make this in a 3.5 by 52? All right? And Bopple, the master blender, just looked at me, started caressing his beard, right? Little beard, just thinking. And he was like, yeah, I can do that, right? And Jonas is like, why the fuck would you want to do that? And he did it just to appease me. And the following morning, when he gave us the cigar, he gave us a cigar the same day. He said, don't smoke it until you wake up. Woke up, we made some coffee, we lit it up, and we're like, holy shit, these are going to be the flavor bombs. Like I said, it was literally, it wasn't planned out. It was a spur of the moment idea that just hit me like lightning bolt.
And that's crazy how it works out like that, because I think that's basically the two reactions you can get is, one, oh, okay, I'm intrigued. Let me see if we can do this. And two is, what are you thinking? And the fact that it works out so well, it's amazing. If you guys have not yet tried it, You guys definitely gotta try it. Don't think of it as a nub. It's not a 60 ring gauge shorty. It's a half an inch smaller and what an eighth. Okay, I don't know math, but it's significantly smaller than the nub, and it smokes a lot better. I mean, nubs, I'll enjoy once in a while, but this 60 ring gauge for me is just not something I go for very often. I know there's a lot of people that do like them, uh, just not me personally all that much. I will give an exception to one, and that's when they came out with the Millennial in a nub size because I'm a big Millennial fan. But yeah, those pipe sizes. When we first got to try them out, I was like, I don't know if there's gonna be enough cigar for me to really get into it and enjoy it. But then you light it up, and it's like, oh wow, was I wrong? And that is incredible.
So one of the key factors when I was with Master Blender, he blends those pipe sizes from the mid second third down. So he doesn't blend them exactly the same way he does the Robusto and Gran Toro. And the reason why I said that is because I said to him, listen, I know by being as a shorter length, it's going to have more oomph as it is, but I actually want the flavor profile to start. Like if you're smoking the Robusto, you're into the second, third, maybe 5 minutes in. I want it from that point on. It's kind of like, and that was the route that he took with blending this. And that's why the pipe size, when people ask the price difference between the Robusto and pipe size is not too different, I said yes, because the process of making the pipe size is actually more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense.
So the process of making the pipe size is actually more difficult because first and foremost, all his rollers are not used to rolling something so small.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's a perfect reason too, and not only that, when you have that much of a flavor, you're not paying for length of cigar. I think people don't realize you're paying for experience of cigar.
And, exactly, 100%.
Yeah, I totally get wanting to get your that giant 8x80. What is it, the Medulla Oblongata from Asylum when you're on the golf course? Like, cool for you. That's what you like. Cool. I'm not gonna cause you any problem for that. But that's not the experience I want. I want this flavor. I want the entire aroma. I want everything to be in that capacity, that strong and that amazing right off the bat. I don't want to sit through 3 hours of pretty good when I can have 30 to 45 minutes of incredible.
Exactly. You explained it better than I can. Like I'm floored by because that's exactly what it is, right? People ask me like the price difference. Like, it's not about the price, guys. You're paying for the experience. When you shop with us, you're paying for the experience. And to be very fair, our prices are not astronomical like some other brands I could mention, right?
Yeah.
And for what you're getting, and this is what we were shooting for. We were shooting for full flavor from the beginning of each of our cigars. Whether that cigar does not touch your palate because you don't like cedar too much, let's say if it's hockey, right? Maybe you prefer something more, deeper as it transitions like the Frecky, right? But it doesn't matter. The point that we're trying to bring to you is that every one of our cigars, from the moment you light it, it's going to punch you right in the palate with flavor, whether that flavor profile fits you or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's exactly what you guys have done across the board. It was a difficult decision to narrow down to the Frecky. There was some contention in there. There was a lot of debating back and forth. I mean, the list itself has been so difficult to do this year. There's been a lot of great quality sticks out there.
You listen, I agree with a lot of your list too. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I like that cigar. That's a damn good cigar, yeah.
The only part you didn't agree was you didn't see your name yet.
Like, when he got to 10, right? I was like, all right, I'm gonna bust their balls.
I'm glad he made us wait because I wanted to tell you like a couple weeks ago so we could like do a little bit of like I don't know something different. But I'm really glad it was on air. I'm really glad we did that now. 100% his idea.
And when it's funny, I was like, I'm gonna hit up Frankie real quick and bust his balls, just real quick, No, because you know what, I love you guys, and to be very very honest with all my heart, we are freaking ecstatic to make it number one, but we'd have been ecstatic to make it on your list, period. And we'd have been okay if we didn't. And the reason why we'd have been okay is because there's a lot of fantastic cigars out there, right? Like for instance, Casa Cuevas, like Alex new cigar. Damn good cigar, man. Really like that cigar. And I was happy to see it on the list. Like I said, a lot of these players that you guys post are my friends as well, and they make some damn good cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and to me, to see that now, to see that these boutique brands are coming up and we're making damn good cigars, that is beautiful.
Oh, I could not agree more.
Mm-hmm.
Could not agree more.
I am excited as a motherfucker that we won.
It's well earned though. It's not there because of any. We don't have any cigar aficionado money. Okay, it's just not how it works over here. There's no big sponsors to that. Although I do appreciate our sponsors, we do have, but some of them aren't even cigar companies. They're events and they're companies like lounges and whatnot. So they've got no vested interest in us switching our lists. This is 100% what we believe people should be enjoying out there, or what we believe they would enjoy. It's 100%. We want you to try these, and we think that whether it's in your wheelhouse or not, it's important to try different stuff to expand that palate. And that's exactly what we wanted to show. Is this is the best of what you should be trying right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you out there will try that with us.
And not only that is everybody watching. I know that you guys look at different lists. And again, I don't like cigar aficionado using a Cuban. I don't think if you can't walk into a humidor and buy that cigar here in the U.S., it should be number one. But again, they can do what they want, a certain thing. You guys take any other list you want, and with the Frankie leading our group of top 5, I want you guys to compare it to another one and let us know how we did in your guys' opinion. Because I think our top 5 is absolutely amazing.
It is
from 1 to 5. I mean, I think our whole list is strong, but especially our top 5, because it was the hardest decisions we've had to do. In the past, we've done 2 different lists, so we can each have a top 1. Yeah. But then we're like, you know what? No. We can't have 2 top 1s. We need to have 1 top.
Because my list was always better than his, so it was really embarrassing for him.
Wow.
It's rough that way,
Yeah, it's really hard to compete when Miguel's putting up Swishers as number 1.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I got to go to a chiropractor later because I keep carrying this guy everywhere we go. It's
man.
But no, I'm serious. I would like to see somebody else, take our list and compare it to somebody else's that you like. Not to say negative things about the cigars on either list, but just let us know, in your opinion, how you think we did for our top 5. I'm very happy with it.
I could not be happier.
One of the things that you guys done is the fact that you guys took the time to smoke the cigars at a steady pace, to enjoy them, right? To fall in love with them, right? And for people to understand the list that you created, and I smoked, obviously not all of them, but obviously about half the cigars on your list. And I would say that you did a damn good job at picking the cigars, because when I smoke a cigar for the first time, I try my best to take my time and just not be doing lives. I just want to be there with the cigar, tasting it, and see what it has to offer.
Right? That's a very important thing.
And when you're doing reviews, that is probably one of the most important things that you could do, is staying meditated in the moment with the cigar, right? Because when you're smoking a cigar, it should take you away, at least if you're enjoying a cigar properly, it should take you away from your pain, your worries, because you're just there basking in the aroma, right? Basking in the flavors that it hits in the roof of your mouth, underneath your tongue, right? When you retrohale, that's when you get to really taste the cigar, right? When you have that time to do that, right? So when people complain about certain top 25s or top 5, top 10s, how do you smoke? Do you take a pull every 10, 20 seconds? You're not going to taste the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a full nicotine, peppery right to the back of your throat, and maybe that's what you want.
Yeah. And I will say, for your cigar in particular, there weren't a whole lot of pictures on Instagram or Facebook of it, and the reason being is when I was smoking it, it wasn't for the show; it was for me to enjoy. Yeah. I was here at the club, I was having a drink, I was watching a movie. That wasn't Bakersfield Gentlemen, that was Frankie time, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And your cigar was up there with my favorites. I have my favorites. Everybody has their favorites that I would reach for again and again. And so now I'm happy that we have some more on the way, so I have some more to smoke.
Yeah, we needed that. It was time for a refill because it was dangerously low. In fact, it was gone.
Yeah.
maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because we had just smoked it again. Because all the cigars on the list, we smoke again towards the end of the list, so we can finalize it. And he's all, hey, go grab them so we can make sure that's going to be the one. Because I thought we had that, and I thought we had I forget the other one that we were going to put it up against. But so I go into the humidor, the tasting humidor, and I was like, where are they at? And he's like, they're in there. And I was like, no, they're not. So we were already out. So that's when I had asked you, hey, where can I get some more? And you told me Atlantic. So I went to Atlantic, and I was like, yeah, I need some cigars. So again, I do apologize we didn't get him here on time. I really wanted to smoke him on the show.
Yeah, usually they're quick delivery, so I apologize too, because usually they're really fast.
Yeah.
And, I think they're doing a pretty good job still. Nothing against them. This is just one of those moments where it's a day and a dollar. We could have been a little faster ourselves too. I cannot blame them for that. Definitely a good website though. They have a lot of stuff to offer.
Trust me, we're gonna frame this bad boy. Thank you so much. All right, listen.
We were this close to having it shipped to us.
Humbled. Listen, we're humbled. We're extremely humbled, and thank you. Listen, when we're selling 1 million cigars a year, I'm gonna say when. I'm not gonna say if. When we're selling 1 million cigars a year, this is gonna be on that wall. I'll be like, yeah, that's the first one ever. That's right.
Well, I love it. I'm glad.
Oh. Yo, you know what part just said in Spanish? He goes, "That's my copy, right? I'm gonna copy for
you." We were this close, though. We were seriously thinking to send it to ourselves first, get it framed, and then send it to you. But we wanted to make sure you had it in hand. So like, oh no, it's gonna take too long. So, man, yeah, we would have had the frame ready for you too. So I apologize for that.
No, don't even trip. My wife said she got it. She said, "Don't worry about it. I got that."
Nice. So you said the next month it's coming up. You're gonna be in Las Vegas, right?
Yes, February 16th.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure. February 16th, Tap and Ash. They literally been buying boxes for us literally almost every month. They don't have a large humidor, but they have a nice setup, beautiful lounge. I mean, when they call it Tap and Ash, they call it Tap and Ash for a reason. They have a bracelet, right? And when you go to the lounge and you pick the beers you want, it charges you by the ounce, right? So you can pick any of the beers on tap, you tap, pour it, and just puts in your bill.
Huh.
I love that. I
Right?
guess I'm gonna have to be there on the 16th.
Yeah, when you go to TPE, I highly recommend you go to Tap and Ash. And not just because of our cigars are there. They have a good selection of cigars, comfortable seating, perfect lighting, good music, right? And great craft beer. And the owners are amazing. We met the owners. We sat down with them for almost, 2-3 hours, right? And they literally smoked a pipe size, each of them, back to back. So let's say one did Frecky, the other one would do Jerry, then the other one would do Fenway, then they'll switch. And we just kept talking. And we had such an amazing time with them. And they're moving our cigars month by month.
Nice. I love to hear that.
Now, I have 2 questions for you, though, real quick. That kind of just brought that up, and the one was in the comments already. So I'll start with the question in the comments from Richard. What would you drink with the Frecky?
Me personally, because Frecky is a cigar that gets heavier as you smoke it and more intense. So because of that, I would want a sweeter drink. I would prefer a rum or a añejado tequila, right?
That's what I was going to say, the tequila, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because of the intensity that it builds up, right? For instance, when I smoke a Skull, I actually prefer something stronger, like a whiskey, maybe peated, right? Because the Skull itself, you have some pepper in the back end, and you have some Baker's chocolate, like a darker chocolate in the beginning, with some heavy pepper coming through on the retro. But as you pass that first third, that pepper dies out. Sweetness, that Baker's chocolate becomes more of a sweet dark chocolate, right? And then when you get closer to the final third, now you're getting the sweetness and the pepper at the same time, which is how we blended it, right? So it ends properly. And so that cigar, like, you think that, okay, maybe going with a whiskey, maybe a bourbon may be too much, but actually no, because it starts off with a little punch, and then it'll smooth out, and then it'll hit you with a punch again with smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I was going to say definitely a tequila. I was gonna say Diamond Monster Tequila. It's finished in sherry cask, so it's got a nice sweetness to it. It's a reposado, but I enjoy the hell out of it. So
Listen,
I would.
that picture that you guys posted with that detail tequila, that tequila is so damn good. Sweet, smooth. Ah, too sweet, too smooth. Just put it that way.
That's the dangerous ones right there.
And my second question has to do with your line in the pipe sizes. They're 3.5 by 52.
Correct.
So you could smoke a few of those back to back if you're on the golf course, or if you're just at home watching some movies, just relaxing, watching.
They're the type of cigars that. How do I put it to you? If you got a lunch break, that's the best cigar to smoke right there at your lunch break, right? If you're looking for full and flavor from beginning to end, to start off right there, crack-a-lacking, that's what you want to smoke, right? Because again, my palate, because I smoke a lot, like I need to smoke different cigars all the time to keep my palate constantly on its toes.
And that's where my question comes in: is if you were gonna smoke several of those, what order would you smoke them in?
Well, from like, let's say from the moment I woke up to I went to bed, or are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
if you're gonna make a day out of smoking the pipe sizes, like how would you spread out the day?
That's hard, man, because usually if I did a day, it would probably be Hati or Skull, right, on a Grand Toro. Usually I'll start my day off with something like that if I were to start using my brand, right? If I had to go with a pipe size, it wouldn't be Hati, because the pipe size starts off with so much pepper right to your face. Now I'm like, whoa, I was not ready for that at 6 in the morning.
Good way to wake up.
Right? Yeah. So it wouldn't be Fenrir either. It would be between Skull and Frecky. If I had to start off the morning. Okay. By lunchtime, I would probably go with Jerry or Hati. Right. And then let's say my end of the day, 5, 6 p.m., I would probably go with, if I didn't pick Jerry for lunch, I would pick it for that time. And I would end the day with Fenrir.
Very nice.
Definitely. I like it.
Right? But it's funny because I would start the day any day with Hati and Robusto Gran Toro, but if you want some pipes, no. I won't start with that. Not for breakfast. No.
It's a smart call. It's well,
the thing is,
there's time for spice.
Do you want spice as soon as you wake up? And for me, no. Unless I'm like really tired. Like if I'm really like exhausted, I only have 3 hours of sleep. Fuck it, bring that shit on. Wake my ass up.
I agree with that. Yeah. That sounds like a good call. That's that pick me up. That's that double espresso and a good cigar moment. I get that.
But sometimes that's just what you want, though. You want something peppery and heavy, and just to get you going on your day. Instead of that cup of coffee, get that.
And that's the funny thing. You say that, Frankie, right? But like you think about it. Look how different Hati is from a Grand Toro to pipe size. Grand Toro, you're gonna get some of that spice, but you got a lot of creaminess with it. Until you get to that mid-second, third, final third, that's when the spice says, "Hey, here the fuck I am," and then the head kicks up as well, because that's where we pack it more, right? So when you smoke a Hati and pipe size, this is like for breakfast. You're like, well, it's not an for the morning.
It's a good point. That is a very good point. Now, this is just we're 2 weeks in. 2 weeks into 2023. What are the plans for you guys? What are some of the big goals you've set for yourself for this year, or maybe it's not even just a 1-year goal. Maybe it's a 2 to 5 year plan. What are some things that you can share?
Well, obviously, first he's going to want to repeat as a #1 cigar of the year for the Big Show Gentleman. I mean, that's obviously the goal every year.
Of course, that's going to be the goal every year. And I'll be like, listen, I'm going to be like to all my friends, James, love you, man. Alec, love you, but yeah. No, but on the seriousness, the goal is that we're literally reinvesting everything that we make from this company back into the company, right? And we're still investing out of pocket in the company. So the goal is in 3 to 5 years that we're no longer working doing our day jobs, and we're focused 1,000% on our company, right? but we're serious. Like I said, we're not coming here to be gone in a year or two. No. We're going hard, but we're not trying to make the same mistakes. And much blessings go to James. James, if you watch this live, thank you, because he gave me a lot of great tidbits and advice, right? And in a lot of ways, he gave me the same advice that Jonas gave me and my partner, right? Which is, you want to sell cigars, but when you're first starting out, if you sell to every lounge possible, more than 65 to 70% of those lounges will never reorder again and put you in a value plan. So my brother and I are laser focused, not into getting to every lounge, but lounges that know how to sell boutiques. So if I were to tell you what's the number of stores I want to be at the end of the year, I don't have a clue. My goal is I'm on the phone every day contacting stores. My goal is that the shops that we get into, hopefully we make the best decision. They make the best decision by going with us, and they know how to push boutiques, and we'll help them push them, because we always ask the stores every month. I'll send a message, not, hey, you ready to reorder? No. Hey, how are they moving? Is there something we can do to help you? Right? Do you want us to add a few posts, a few stories? Right? Do you want us to send you something? Right? So, for all the store owners that are listening to this or will listen to this, understand that we're not the pushy salespeople. Just because I don't want to let people pester me, so I don't want to pester you, right? So that being said, but if you do accept my free samples, all I expect is a reply. That don't cost anything.
Yeah, a little honest feedback, maybe a goal in the future. It doesn't always have to be right then and there. There's no
no,
need
of
for
course not.
instant. Yeah,
no, of course not. But what I've heard again already from one store owners, like some of these boutique brand owners are very pushy.
Yeah.
Right, and it's putting a bad taste in their mouth. And I want lounge owners to know that, hey, not every boutique brand owner is pushy. Like I said, I treat others the way I want to be treated. Respect,
100%.
kindness, right? And after a few drinks, then you see my New York side come out.
We'll have to make that happen. We're gonna grab a bottle of that Dami Masi was talking about. You bring a bottle of the one you're talking about, and we'll see what happens.
It'll be after January 30th. I have 30 days of no drinking.
Okay.
I'm on day 10.
How's it going? It's all right? It's all good?
Yeah, it's all good, man. I still got weed.
Oh, then you're good to go. You're fine. What are you talking about? Anyway, so we talked about the Lancero size, but is there anything like, I don't want to say crazy, but is there anything unique or just in your head? Because you already knocked it out of the park with the pipe size. So do you think not that you repeat the success, but just something else that you're willing to try or go for that might not be, it's outside the box, basically?
All right, so I'll tell you this much. My partner and I have been thinking about this heavily, right? And here's the answer to your question. We're focused on our 5 lines and our 3x right now, right? We're focused on getting brand recognition. Yes, could we make other blends? Yes, and we are. Trust me, we are, right? But we're not going to rush it, number one. Because we're not trying to bring less quality. We're trying to bring equal or better quality each time, right? And uniqueness. So we're not trying to make other cigars that taste similar either, right? So that being said, if the question is, if you're asking, will we have another cigar this year? Probably not. Maybe. But if I do, trust me, you guys would know, because I'll have you taste it.
I appreciate it.
So if it gets to that point, you would know first. And just like you guys are my boys, Joe, Evil Empire, Danny 505, my peoples, all you guys be part of my tasting palette. You know what I mean? To get some feedback. But that being said, laser focus, brand recognition right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is the number one focus right now. But we will be blending new blends. Trust me. But right now, the first half of this year is about pushing our brand and getting into lounges.
I love that. I think that's a great plan. I cannot wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to see you guys in California. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to.
Listen, we definitely got to link up, outside of these lives, just so that, maybe between my wife and I, we could go down to Bakersfield and maybe in the surrounding areas, spend like a week down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And maybe we could hang out, chill, and give some, good stores to hit up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, there are a lot in California. There's a lot more than I think people realize. as much as you have what's the city, Calabasas or
Calabasas.
Where there's literally a smoking ban in the entire city. There's also places that absolutely love the culture. California is a very big state, and I think we get a bad rap for a lot of the crazy stuff we do here. But there's still good people, I promise you. All right, you will find great lounges.
Northern California hates tobacco.
It's kind of true, yeah.
Listen, I have, how many times I've gotten an evil look in the streets of San Francisco for smoking a cigar, but yet everybody around me is smoking a blunt. And they're completely cool with that.
Yeah.
I've actually been told by a host from a restaurant, I need you 25 feet away from the restaurant while you smoke a cigar. Like,
okay, I guess. Jeez,
that's ridiculous.
It's just, there are some sticklers out there. I'm not gonna lie. There are a couple of grumpy people about smoke, and I'm not gonna try to offend anyone when I'm trying to smoke my cigar, because that's not good for anybody. But if they realized, what a kind of a product that actually is, I think they'd be a little more amenable, a little more knowledge about it. I think they'd be okay.
I don't see Peter's comment down there. What does it say? Okay, so he's trying to get you to South Atlanta.
Oh, he needs it in his area. Yep. I get it, brother.
Oh, yeah, Peter Giannis. Yes. Atlanta, listen, I've been trying to get into Georgia, Atlanta. I actually am in Georgia right now. Anya Ramirez actually started her own lounge. I don't think
it's really?
Ready yet, but she actually ordered some boxes from us.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Right? But Georgia's been a hard one to break, because when I went to Atlanta, and I've been there twice, my partner and I went there for Atlanta Cigar Week a couple years back, and then we went for my daughter's cheer competition. A lot of the Atlanta shops, which is great, they support the local brands, which is awesome, right? But you don't see too many boutique brands in those lounges that are not local. You either see the older names, bigger names, and all the local names, right? But you don't see too many boutique brands out that are outside Atlanta.
That makes sense.
I gotcha.
Which again, I congratulate them that they're supporting their local brands. You know what I mean? But it's been very difficult, and I've become friends with a couple of the shop owners in Atlanta, and they pretty much support the local brands and the established ones for the most part.
Well, a little more pushing to get in there, but as soon as they do, I think they're going to realize the quality and the value it brings. So it's just it's worth it.
Yeah, right now we're in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Tennessee, obviously now in Georgia, Maryland, Florida, Tampa, West Palm Beach, Arizona, in 3 different spots, Nevada, 2 different spots, and I think hit that all. Oh, and that's it.
Well, that's definitely a great start. So can't see what the rest of the year has to offer you guys as far as expanding that and finding, like you said, not the most lounges, but the right lounges for your cigars to go into. Because that's just got to be the worst possible thing. Is you think you got a good shop owner, and then you go in, you see your stuff in the discount bin. That's not what you want. You want to see your stuff in the humidor. You want to see, hey, I'm running out. I need to reorder. And again, that's going to fall on the lounge. That they know how to sell your cigars in the midst of everything else that they have to sell. Because they have to sell everything in the humidor.
No, of course.
No,
they definitely do. And here's the way I understood some of the lounges. For instance, I have great relationships with the owners from Park Plaza Liquor Deli. Owner, manager, the workers, great, phenomenal people. When they got our cigars in, they pushed it for the first few months, right? But now they sell themselves, right? And that's the thing is a lounge owner, when you bring in a new brand, it's, at least if I was a lounge owner, I'd be committed to promoting that brand for at least a minimum of 30 days, because if I bought you, I need to sell you, right? So, but a lot of lounge owners don't even do that. It's there, it has to sell itself, right? that's the difficult part when it comes to being a boutique brand. But that's why it's important for us to have people like yourselves that have your shows, right? Podcasts, because you guys educate the consumers outside that are watching and listening, right? So if the lounge owners and the lounge managers and the tobacconists are not educating the consumers, at least we have people like yourself, Danny, Joe, and all the other podcasts and shows out there that support not just boutique brands, but any brand.
No, 100%.
Right? And technically speaking, you guys are doing the work of the lounge owners and tobacconists. The managers.
I'm okay with that, honestly. I love doing this. I would be doing this no matter what. So it does feel good that that it is appreciated. It's that thing like.
I'm sorry. Let me just say this real quick because my wife just showed me a comment. She's letting me know what people are saying in the comments. So somebody asked, "Are we in Texas?" Yes, we are. Quad HTX in Houston. We're there. That's it right now. Now, I'm actually going to send samples out to Blowing Smoke Cigar Lounge up in Dallas-Fort Worth tomorrow morning. So if she likes them and she thinks her consumers will like them, I'm pretty sure she'll bring them in. But yes, right now, just one spot in Houston.
Well, that's another
actually, no. I actually forgot. I can't believe it. I forgot this. We have a spot in El Paso.
El Paso?
Yes.
No way. Okay.
Vitola's Epic.
Okay, we got family down there. That's crazy. Okay.
And she and her husband have 2 lounges in that area. Okay. And there's another one. See, I can't believe I forgot that in Fort Hood, Texas. OK Cigars. But I think that's in a military base or just right near a military base.
Nice. Since you said Dallas Fort Worth, that'll make Richard happy because that's his area. So if that works out, that'll be his.
Hey Richard, if you know the owners of Blowing Smoke Cigar Lounge, let them know about our brand. Like I said, she'll get the samples next week, probably Monday or Tuesday, since they're shipping out tomorrow.
There you go. I love it. Yeah, that's. Well, I'm usually in that area at least once a year. Mm-hmm. I love Fort Worth.
Yes, we want to do an event with them. She's thinking maybe around April or May. So we may be heading up Texas at least down to El Paso for a couple of days.
Nice.
Well, we will be in Dallas Fort Worth in May, about the 3rd week of May.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember the exact dates off the top of my head. But
is it an event over there, or
we do it's a horror convention that we go to every year. Okay. But we take cigars, and I mean it started off really slow. Like the first year, we just took a couple for ourselves, and people wanted some. So the next year, we brought more and more. And the last year that we did it, before COVID and all that, I think we had 60 people smoking cigars on the patio. It was beautiful, and this was not a cigar event in any shape or form. So we literally brought one of the big rolling cases full of cigars and handed them all out.
Wow, dude, you guys are amazing. That's awesome.
I love that experience of giving someone their first cigar because a lot of them were first timers, and a lot of them, like we talked to as friendships grow throughout those kind of events.
Of course.
And they continue to smoke cigars. A lot of them, will go on their own and find other stuff to try and let us know what they're smoking. And it feels great to know that we got to introduce them to something that we love.
Yep.
And that they are also falling in love with too. So it's a wonderful experience, and I can't wait to get to do that again this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Frank and Miguel, do me a favor. When you guys send me information for that event, because my daughter's a big horror fan. Like she stays watching horror movies. And,
oh yeah, for sure.
Like I'm the person that would jump. I'm the person I'll be like this and shit. And my daughter's like, Dad, look.
You're not alone. I do the same thing, but I love that feeling. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, why am I doing this to myself? But I can't stop. I just can't.
Okay, guys. Let me ask you guys this question. Like, growing up, I grew up at the time of Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, Friday the 13th. Guys, I had the worst time at camps every time I went to camp because I just heard in my head constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Now, for us, or for me anyways, growing up Catholic, it was The Exorcist. I was like, what do you mean that can really happen?
Yes.
So the religious aspect of that movie, it hit close to home. So for me growing up, that was always my favorite horror film. And to this day, it's just one that I go back to all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is scary. She likes watching those horror films that deal with like demons and spirits and shit like that. She loves those. Those are favorites.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely get you. I still say, what's it called? Chucky but Child's Play, because growing up, this guy had a good guy doll, and he left it under my bed, and I was cleaning out my room, and I just see Chucky trying to reach out and grab me as a little kid. So yeah, that still gets me to this day. So I don't mess with killer dolls and stuff. That's just not in the business.
So, do you guys ever watch Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh yeah.
Never got to you?
Oh, I love those. I actually, it's weird because I'd be rooting for Freddy the entire time. Like, no, these kids.
Listen, when I was growing up, I was like 7 years old when the first one came out, man. I never forget. I could not sleep that night. I slept in the same bed with Mom. I woke up in the morning, she had a black eye. I'm like, what happened? You happened. You were fighting Freddy Krueger in the middle of the night. You punched me.
Oh, no. Well, technically you won then. So, boom. What do you call it? The new. Oh, yeah, there is a new Exorcist movie. Yeah, I've heard about that. I just haven't seen too much about it. Richard, you know more about this than I do. When is that one coming out? Because I'm definitely going to watch that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely got to see that.
Yeah, but no, horror's always been part of it. Because before we did this, and I guess we still do as well, we make movies. I write scripts, we film, put it out there, and horror has always been a part of it. Like the first time
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. The first time I was ever on the East Coast, we went for a horror convention so I could go meet George A. Romero, the guy who started the Zombies movies. And I got to hand him my first script, and it was terrible because I was in high school still and it just wasn't good, but he was really friendly about it, so that was nice of him. And never stop. I'll never stop. It's cigars and movies, and that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing anything else in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's actually awesome you're doing that. You're doing something you love. That's what matters, right? And that's another reason why we started this. We love cigars. We got into cigar pipes first. And, we said we want to do what we love. And
that's all,
for us, smoking, sitting down with people, having a good time, it's amazing. Meeting new friends, meeting new family members, that's amazing.
Well, you couldn't ask for more. You really can't.
No.
It really is an amazing feeling. And again, not every lounge is going to feel like home, but the ones you do, those are the ones that are amazing.
100%. 100%. All right, we are coming towards that hour, guys, though. Want to make sure that we don't take up too much of your time. But is there anything you want to make sure everybody knows about the brand or about the Frecky in particular before we let you go?
So I'll tell this to everybody. If you guys want to enjoy a cigar that's going to have transitions, that's going to keep you on your toes literally, right? Smoke pretty much any one of the cigars in our brand because all of them have at least 2 transitions, okay? All of the cigars will keep you on your toes, are full in flavor, and, they're not going to be nicotine powerhouses, but they're definitely going to end at medium plus. Sometimes that Frecky sometimes feels like a full to me at the end. So I invite all you guys to try out cigars. I promise you at least 2 or 3 are going to be your favorites. At least enjoy because they just are all just that flavorful. And keep an eye on us because even though this year we may or may not come up with a limited edition, but next year and the years to come, we're going to be blending a lot more. We're just really focused this year on getting our brand out there and letting everybody know who we are.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. Well, again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to be with us today. And congratulations on being our #1 cigar of the year. We're happy that we can get you on to announce that with us today and let everybody know what our top cigar was for 2022. And wish you nothing but success for this year and everything you guys got to get done.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully we see you before PCA. But if not, we'll definitely see you at PCA.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think we should. Like I said to you, my wife and I are going to be traveling a lot this year, guys. So I believe you guys tell me there's quite a bit of lounges out there that are willing to work with. So I'm going to hit up James. I'll hit you guys up. And maybe we can sync up because I know James travels a lot now to DR as well. So, let's see if we can sync up and, get together in California.
Beautiful.
100%.
Yeah, I'd love that.
100%. All right, guys.
It's
Talk
a pleasure.
to you soon, though.
Yo, Humble, love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for us for today.
Yep.
Thank you so much for sticking with us for the entire list from 25 to #1. Again, let us know what you thought. which ones were your favorites on there, which ones you would add to it. Want to hear what your opinion, like Frankie said, your opinions on the other list too.
Yep.
Cannot wait for that feedback. It always helps us out. Check out the website that we put right there. It's also in the comments. And that's all I got.
Yeah, don't forget you guys to order your California Dreaming Volume 2. Just get a hold of us to do that.
The link is in the description too if you want to use that.
And again, as always, want to thank our sponsors, Cigar Heritage Festival and Artista Cigars. And thanks to Culebras for letting us use the lounge week after week.
Yep.
And so thank you guys for being Patreon supporters and Facebook supporters. And we will catch you guys on Friday with another show.
100%. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you Friday.
See you guys.